Let's jump down to the last one. So let's touch on the Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. It was just released. Personally, I think we may differ here, some of us, but I think it looks fantastic. But this is coming from somebody who never even got past disc 2 of the original because I got lost, like moving the ship around the water for like days and couldn't find where to go, and I eventually stopped. But so I guess, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. But so the remake was first announced and shown at E3 2015. That's when the hype beast was born, and it's going to involve episodic releases. I don't think we have a number yet, but I think people are saying 3 just because the original one had 3 discs. But, what do you guys think about the trailer? Are you hyped for the game to come out at all?
What do you think, Ben?
What do I think? I'm not really. Damn, I'm gonna seem like the old guy, the old man, hermit man in the cave with Cain beating young.
That's good.
Gullible kids. Smacking them around.
Yeah.
Get out of here, leave me alone.
Like EA.
But no, really, they're gonna fuck this up. I think. I know it's pessimistic. It literally in every other aspect of my life, I try to be optimistic and think of it. It just it seems like they just fuck shit up. Everyone they fuck it up.
Well, what do you think, Adam? Before I get into what Ben said.
So, I don't know. We want to get into starting to like dissect the trailer a little bit, but I definitely had some issues with it.
Okay.
Even just with the game in general, I hate that it's going to be episodic. I think that's really a disservice to the story that people remember, is really going to ruin the impact of it for people. I mean, even like yourself, Matt, if you're going to play the new one and you didn't play through the entire story, it's definitely not going to hit you the same way as if you have to wait, 9 months in between the next release to the next one. Who knows? It could be years between games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure how that's going to work out well, but
I'll be lost in the water for that whole time, so yeah. I could use.
We'll buy you the strategy guide too.
Thanks.
The trailer itself, I mean, it looks great. I like the voice acting and stuff. They're finally putting voices to some of these characters that. Granted, they had that FF7 Advent Children movie that kind of slapped some voices on people, and that was pretty decent watch at the time. But my biggest issue with it was everyone is just like way too good looking. Like Jesse and Biggs are like, they're like models.
Sounds great to me.
See that? Well, she like. They're like part of like a terrorist group. I would think maybe she's like a little rough around the edges, but like she's like a model. She's like waving, like, "Hey, see you around." And like Biggs is like the best looking dude in the world. He's like, "Hey, boss, like, what are we doing next?" And
perfect.
And, like, I gotta go. I got a model shoot after this.
Right.
Where can I buy?
It's like Mr. T and Team Sexy. Like they're not Avalanche anymore. It's ridiculous. It's just not what I envisioned when.
I'm glad that you brought that up,
these guys.
Because that is very true, and I didn't think about it when I saw it. I kind of got cringy the whole time I saw it. Sorry, I'm gonna come back to it if you want to go for what you were going on.
Me?
Wolf.
Oh no, what were you saying, Ben?
Well, the whole thing with me is it's not necessarily. It's just where Square Enix has gone in general with these games. With the series, I think that, and it's okay that these things happen because there's different people writing the stories. There's different people working on the new battle systems and all the new tropes to the new game. So of course it's not going to be exactly like how I want it to be with just like a brand new. What I want personally, and what I think a lot of people want, is. A lot of people who are true fans of Final Fantasy, they want these fucking games remade, no differences to the story, upgraded graphics, upgrade the music quality, and fucking release the game and rack in the cash. But this is what's happening with Square Enix and Final Fantasy. They are trying to appeal to new generations of gamers, and the turn-based battle system and the other tropes of the older games, they don't interface with younger generations instant gratification minds. They need that stimulation. They always need things to be fast paced. there's not like the sit down and like really think about like which materia or like I'm sure they still have equipment in the newer installments of these series, but everything just was more detailed. There was more planning, and for me, like I like that more. And I think that these remakes in the future, I think they should really reconsider just updating the graphics, getting the music upgraded, keep the stories the same, keep everything the same, and yes, I think they're racking money. But it doesn't. They're thinking in the future, and they want to get. It's all about it's a business. They want to lure in other younger generation of people, and here's the main thing: the people who are fanboys. I see it all on Twitter. Like the people who are fanboys and who really love the originals, they're still gonna love these new ones because they're riding that all you have to do is just put Final Fantasy on it, and it's fucking. They're gonna get it no matter what. The true fanboys, myself included.
As long as they paint my boy Biggs in a nice light, that's really all I care about. No, that's a shame to hear because, like, as someone who's not an avid fan of the game, like I said, like it looks awesome to me, and I kind of hate that I'm saying that because, like, for someone who does care about it, they may not be as excited. And like now that we're going through this last season of Game of Thrones, as someone who like is a big fan of the story of the books and just how well written and produced the show has been up to this point. Now, like, I'm really disappointed in the show, and I see a lot of people that have no idea like what the show is actually about or anything, and they fucking love the last season, and I'm sitting there like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. Like, this stinks. They ruin all these arcs, and I feel like I'm doing the same thing to you guys from the outside here. But
yeah, no. It's such a weird thing to see these stories that we love and that we get passionate about develop, and then to see the degradation of it, and like for instance, I don't want to stay on Game of Thrones for too long, but like to watch from like season 5 to I stopped watching after season or episode 2 of 8, just to watch that in each episode I was cringing. I was looking away from the I was explaining looking away from the TV. I was explaining to people like, no, this isn't it. You know what I mean? And people were looking at me. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is awesome. I'm like, no, you just don't understand.
I mean, there's just always going to be that, and in any like super large fan base, it's always going to happen.
Yeah, and I want people to enjoy what they want to enjoy, but at the same time, when you're there from the onset, and a lot of what times is when the degradation begins is when it's a transfer of ideas and thoughts to another person, and then at first they're able to carry it on, I think, for a period of time, and they do it well, but then as they continue past a certain point, it just devolves.
Right. I mean, there's so many iconic scenes in 7 that obviously they played that up a lot in the trailer, like, Eris with the flower and stuff, like obviously they're going to have those, but with the new style of the game being, obviously with the updated graphics and everything, they're going to have to flesh out like the animations and what people are saying with the voice acting. They're going to have to add stuff, and I just can't see myself being really, really happy with like the extra things they're adding. Granted, like me and Ben, we both love Final Fantasy VII. I mean, I think we can both agree it's not the best. It's not even the best Final Fantasy game. We're not going to sit here and say that to people, but it's just going to be a shame to see how they, unfortunately, ultimately probably turn this into something that wasn't like we remembered, and maybe just isn't very good, because their track record in the past few years here has been pretty poor.
And I'm gonna, call me bipolar. Let's put positive energy towards this, man. I hope it's good. I hope that I hope that I don't think it will be, but let's, maybe if we throw enough positive energy out into the ether there, I'm doing it right now. That it might turn out good. I doubt it.
Yeah, by 2025 we'll be able to play the whole thing, and it'll be great.
Sounds awesome, guys. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. But all right, let's wrap up episode 16. Thank you very much for coming on. That was a lot of fun. And thank you very much for listening as well. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and we're all on Twitter. And mainly check us out on YouTube. It's where we put the podcast as well as a lot of our other works like reviews and gameplay of different games that we're going through. So thanks again, and hope you'll join us next week.